What's up? Welcome to your Daily Buckeye Blitz for a finally Friday, April 5th, 2024. We made it through another week. This week flew by for me. I don't know about you, but weather is here. I wish you were beautiful. Ooh, it's a nice week. This is like my wheelhouse weather. April in Florida. It's 70s every day. Especially I track the winds. So like the winds are coming out of the north, so it's going to be drier air, not humid. I took this course like a year or two ago through Harvard Online. It was a free course. Some goofball granola eating professor taught it. But anyway, I learned that like the winds up, in different levels of the atmosphere can be different the higher up you go. So like the winds down on the ground could be coming out of the south, but up higher it could be coming out of the north. So a lot of useless information I just gave you there. But anyways, the prevailing winds are what makes it hotter, colder, humid, drier. So right now winds are coming out of the north, and that's what I love. It puts a smile on my face when I see the winds coming out of the north every day. Anyways, hey, that's enough, Joe. Stop talking about the weather. Nobody cares. All right, you got it. Let's get into it. Today we're doing a freshman focus. Our guy, Eddrick Houston, big 5-star out of Georgia, Buford High School. We're going to talk about him and talk about his story through high school, his recruitment, everything. So let's get into it. Hey, please check out the buckeyecast.com, the video vault, still up and running. Yes, it's not going anywhere, folks. Staying there in perpetuity, they say. I say anyways, I don't know. What that means. But anyway, check out the video vault. Get in there. I would recommend checking out Cody Haddad's tape, 2025 safety out of St. Ignatius, so Northern Ohio. Check out him. Only played 4 games. He had a broken arm. I would check out his video, though. He had 4 picks in 4 games. So he only played not even half a season this past season. That's why his rating is so low. So check that out. Yeah. And just hit the buckeyecast.com video vault, right? So let's talk about it. Eddrick Houston. Larry Johnson missed on 3 5-star defensive ends back in 2023. Remember that? The class of 2023. But then in the class of 2024, thank God that streak ended. So we got one. Eddrick was one of just 3 guys we signed at D-line in 2024. So in his high school years, Eddrick Houston's junior year was his best year in high school. He finished with 64 tackles, 10 sacks, 11 TFLs, and 15 quarterback hurries. Respectable. He also played tight end on offense, so went both ways. Tells you about his conditioning for a dude that big, man. As a senior, he had 45 tackles, 10 quarterback hits, 5 sacks, 12 TFLs, and 5 forced fumbles. So going after the ball there. Opponents obviously gave him more double teams against him his senior year. They saw what he did his junior year, of course. They're like, Jesus Christ, we got to do something this year. Put 3 guys on him. He also blocked 2 field goals his senior year. He led Buford to an 11-2 record and a trip to the quarterfinals of the Georgia 7A playoffs, top shelf in the state of Georgia. So during his time at Buford, Houston used his speed and athleticism to beat tackles around the edge, and he used his strength and power to bulldoze over interior offensive linemen. When he didn't get to the quarterback, Houston used his length. We love length to disrupt passes at the line of scrimmage, get those arms up, right? Houston also ran track and wrestled during his time at Buford. He was anchor for the team's 4x400 meter relay at one point in high school. That's a man's race. That's like 4 laps, isn't it? 400 meters. Is that 4 laps? No. That's a full lap, right? Around the track. Anyway, no thanks. I can give you a solid 20. That's it. Anyways, so Houston became a Buckeye when Ohio State offered him on January 20th, 2022. He was ranked as a number 90 player in the class, so top 100 always. By the time he officially signed with the Buckeyes, though, he rose up to 26th player in the class. Houston liked Ohio State because of the success of Chase Young. Yeah. Houston, after the offer, said, quote, "I was shocked that my film was able to get me that type of offer. It just shows that my hard work has paid off. I've been looking at Ohio State since Chase Young was there. I did some research when I was younger about the kids that developed at Ohio State and went to the NFL. They're still doing what they're doing in college, in the league, and that really caught my eye." He went on to say, "I love the way Larry Johnson coaches and the way he develops kids." So Houston liked how Ohio State used their defensive ends when he visited for the 2022 game against Notre Dame in the shoe. Houston said, quote, after the visit, "It was great to see the energy and how electric it was when the Buckeyes play. I saw great things from different types of schemes they run and how they try to utilize their players up front. I liked how they have stand-up guys and 4-point guys and still be able to rush the quarterback." Good points. Houston took visits to Clemson and Alabama just before signing day and just last fall. And Houston kept his commitment to the Buckeyes, signed with Ohio State. And recently he said, quote, "It was definitely hard just thinking about all the stuff that could have went wrong. But at the time, the last 24 hours, I had to cut off my phone because I was receiving so many calls. But when I got to signing day, I knew in my heart where I wanted to go, and I stuck with it." Love that. So let's talk about the impact Eddrick Houston can have on the field. Now you got Jack and JT returning as the starters, of course. Caden Curry and Kenyatta Jackson probably penciled into the 2 deep behind those guys. So Houston's first season is probably going to be more developmental, getting his body right, getting into the weight program and stuff like that. So Houston said, quote, "I think my size and quickness might be the main thing to help me at defensive end, but at the same time, I'm working on a lot of stuff that I didn't see in high school, but now I see it up here." So, of course, you got to work on moves and moves off of moves and counter moves to your moves. So Houston has already realized that the level of football at Ohio State is much different than what he faced in even top level Georgia high school football. And it's going to take some time to get used to it. Houston said the advice he's received from older players is, quote, "Right now they've told me to trust the process because I've messed up a lot of stuff because I've never done it." So they say, trust the process because they all went through it first too. So now it's just about listening to Coach Johnson and everything he's telling me on how to get better. It's a good idea to listen to the older guys. Well, Johnson's known for giving immediate playing time to his top prospects at defensive end. Think about the Bosa brothers, Chase Young, Zach Harrison, Jack Sawyer, JT Tuimoloau. As freshmen, Houston could have a tougher time given that the talent that's still in Ohio State for this 2024 season. So he's behind a lot of dudes. So otherwise, he probably would get some playing time this year. Long term, though, I would with Jack and JT leaving in 2025, Houston has the opportunity to compete for a starting job next year. He'll have to compete with Caden Curry and Kenyatta Jackson, but he could easily be in that 2 deep, behind those guys. He has the college-ready skills and the physicality to be another big-time star at defensive end. Player comparison, Zach Harrison probably comes to mind because of his 5-star rating. But Harrison's 2 inches taller, 3 inches taller, I think, than Houston, and has a longer reach, much longer. Houston has a similar combination of size and speed that gives him the potential to play all over the line and be a difference maker from multiple spots. But Harrison never quite became the star he was expected to be. He totaled just 11 sacks and 24 TFLs in his career. That's 4 years. He played 4 years at Ohio State. So But he was effective as both a pass rusher and run stopper for 4 years. Houston has the upside to surpass Harrison if he can become a quality 3-down player like Zach Harris. So that's the key. It's great you're a pass rusher and you can, get hits on the quarterback occasionally, but you need to be a 4-down, 3-down player, whatever you want to call it. So a lot of work to do for Eddrick. Can't wait to see it. This is the fun part, watching these guys start out as pups and then be developed, sculpt their bodies, and become, studs, big-time studs in college football. So he's on the path, just has to put his head down, grind. It's a lot of hard work, but I think he'll get it done. But, hey, don't forget, hit thebuckeyecast.com. Check out the video vault. And, we'll be live today, 4:30. I will join you. You will join me, I hope. 4:30 p.m. Eastern, YouTube Live. Check us out. I think we're going to talk some recruiting. We've got another big weekend of Buckeye recruiting. So hope you'll join me. Talk to you later. And go Bucks.